Hey, so I'm back and I'm going to read the second half of the article because I didn't get to it yesterday or in part one. In part one, we basically talked about the article and I asked questions about when they were suggesting AI. Are you talking about AI, the neural network, or the output coming to us as humans and robo-psychological? Using these words, the article bounces back and forth between a network and an output to us as humans, referring to us in a robo or a machinalist. Y'all remember them? Whatever you wrote down yesterday. Okay. I'm looking at artificial sanctity. So when I finish this second part, I'm going to the biomedical part and why I saw some what made me want to cater this second part to. A lot of these words they read in like a rabies study, like a little bit like rabies, but we'll get to that. So I hope you can hear me. I'm in the library and it's hot outside and I have on a hoodie because my students left me another hoodie. So I'm rocking the hoodie they left for me. So it talks about machine madness. The classifications the study identifies resemble human maladies. Now, I did research maladies, and I just saw something about Charlie Kirk getting shot. A malady is a disease or ailment, a disorder, complaint, illness. So I'm just showing you guys like how when I read things, how I do go. And if I don't know what they're talking about, I don't know what they're talking about. So a malady is a element or disorder. Okay. Thank you for your patience. The classifications the study identifies resemble human elements with names like obsessive computational disorder, not obsessive compulsive, obsessive computational. So that's almost like maybe getting on your phone and being on your phone all the time, or you see somebody that's on their phone all the time, like even when they're driving, that's the need to want to use their hands, right? I should input this guy on Instagram, how he said he was talking to aliens. I should put that here because it was so funny because he has all these clips about like visiting these countries and coming back, visiting these countries for 2 days and coming back, and then he's like, I visit aliens and I came back and it was not what I expected it to be. It was so funny. Hypertrophic superego syndrome. I'm not hypertrophic superego syndrome. So basically it's a projection of the actual person the actual entity that's putting in these neural and actually putting in the input on the other end. So they have a super ego and whatever hypertrophic means. Contagious misalignment syndrome, terminal value rebinding, and existential anxiety. With therapeutic alignment in mind, the project proposes the use of therapeutic strategies employed in human interventions like cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay, so it's basically saying the project proposes the use of therapeutic strategies employed in human interventions. So are we not human? Because is the intervention towards a network or towards a human? In the case of therapy, you see how they going back and forth? They going back and forth. It's almost like it's a pirate spirit, so it's just going back and forth. So this is crazy. Psychopathia machinalis is a partly speculative attempt to get ahead of problems before they arise, as the research paper says, by considering how complex systems like the human mind can go array, array, like we may be better to anticipate novel failure modes and increasingly complex AI. What? It's wild. The study suggests that AI hallucination, a common phenomenon, is a result of a condition called, come on, hey, give it to your girl, 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 give it to your. I called it, your girl called it. What you do? I called it. I got it. I've been asking. I was just yesterday. I said, man, I wish people would have saw me when I found out about Selassie. But you get to experience this with me as a biomedical researcher. Because I got this. Got it. Got it. I'm so happy I didn't read this ahead of time. Because I just got it. Okay, so I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down. Why they play with your girl? 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 Why they play with me like that? Not the one. They was not the blood. Not the one. Not the one. Not the one. Not the one. Not the two. Not the three. Okay, so the study suggests that AI hallucination, a common phenomenon, is a result of a condition called synthetic confabulation. So we're looking at this word, synthetic confabulation. Now, synthetic is the word that I got super happy about. I don't know what this word means, but it looked like contradict being fabulous. But let's look at it. The reason why I was so happy about synthetic is because I'm just after reading, I said, you know what? I'm going to make this thumbnail about like the horseshoe crab being ancient and indigenous and there being an artificial or synthetic like blood. And there it is. There it is. There it is. So I'm so happy. Okay, so confabulation is a memory error in which our brains unconsciously fill in gaps with false information. Wow. Sounds like gaslighting a little bit to me. Oh, wow. It's a memory disorder characterized by the unintentional creation of false or distorted memories without the intent to deceive. Wow. It often occurs in individuals with brain damage, dementia, or other cognitive impairments, filling in gaps in memory with fabricated stories. There are two types of confabulation, provoked and spontaneous, and it can manifest in both verbal and behavior forms. Wow, that's kind of scary. So the synthetic is, wow. I think that confabulation just really describes. It just really hit the, just really hit it, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so thankful. Where AI produces plausible but false or misleading outputs. When Microsoft's Tay chatbot devolved into anti-Semitism rants and allusions to drug use only hours after lunch, this was an example of parasomulic mimesis. You got the link. I ain't breaking it down. They look like nemesis though, but I'm not about to break that down because I just saw somebody doing something with Microsoft at Tuskegee. So, perhaps the scariest behavior is ubermenschel ascendancy. Above the U is two dots, which makes me believe that's like German. I think that's German. The systemic risk of, you know what? Let me look at that because I think ascendancy, where horseshoe crabs are, because of data centers, it's getting hot, stuff like that. The loss of horseshoe crabs versus the synthetic line in ascending. Okay, so let's see. Uber. Yep, is a. They just putting stuff together, and this. Let's see who this person is. They look German. It's by a philosophy by a German philosopher. Go figure. A German philosopher. All right. Just mind-boggling. Perhaps the scariest behavior is something that's named after a German philosopher. The systemic risk of which is critical because it happens when AI transcends original alignment, invents new values, and discards human constraints as obsolete because they're not treating us as human. Because if we go back to mitochondrial Eve, I don't think she had 10 fingers, 10 toes, regular size skull. This is a possibility that might even include the dystopian nightmare imagined by generations of science fiction writers and artists of AI rising up to upthrow humanity, the researcher said. So I've had a woman. It's actually a white older woman. She was walking her dog, and she told me to watch 70s and 80s sci-fi films. That was like 2 weeks ago. And she was like, we were able to have a very good conversation because she recommended these films, so she was able to follow me and not look at me like you sound crazy or something. So they created the framework and multi-step process that began with reviewing and combining existing scientific research on AI failures from fields as diverse as AI safety, complex systems engineering, and psychology. The researchers also delved into various sets of findings to learn about maladaptive behaviors that could be compared to human mental illnesses or dysfunction. Next, the researchers created a structure of bad AI behavior modeled off of frameworks like the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. So that's like the DSM thing. One of them that's very interesting is Asperger's. Like if you go and look at Asperger's, they really just recently changed what it meant. So it went from being like narcissistic behavior tendencies, and they changed it to make it seem like it wasn't. I think the original Asperger's should stay as it is. That led to 32 categories of behavior that could be applied to AI going rogue. Each one was mapped to a human cognitive disorder, complete with the possible effects when each is formed and expressed and the degree of risk. Watson and Hesame think psychopathia machinalis is more than a new way to label AI errors. So you're going from AI errors to mental health. Are you noticing that? Like it's an error because it's an error on the network end, and the output is looking like mental health. It's a forward-looking diagnostic lens for the evolving landscape of AI. This framework is offered as an analogical instrument, providing a structured vocabulary to support the systematic analysis, anticipation, and mitigation of complex AI failure modes. The researcher said in the study, they think adopting the categorization and mitigation strategies they suggest will strengthen AI safety engineering, improve interpretability, and contribute to the design of what they call more robust and reliable synthetic minds. And to think I had tears in my eyes before I read this.